Good afternoon, everybody. A very warm welcome to each one of you from Nugenomics team. We are going to talk on a very important topic about the menstrual problems and how are we going to deal with them naturally. Now, when the word menstrual problem comes in mind, it is not only related to women, it is also that the men should also be aware. So, this is not a topic which we feel it is only for women. Men should also be aware of what exactly happens, what exactly is why menstrual problems are so important, what happens when a woman is irritable or when she has mood swings, what is the reason behind it. So I feel that this topic is not only relevant for the ladies, but in fact it is relevant for all of us to know that what exactly happens when we are talking of menstrual issues and how to deal with them. And before we proceed, I would like you to ask that how many of you present over here have experienced a regular period, or maybe your acquaintances, or maybe somebody in the family whom you are aware, it could be your friends, have experienced irregular period or any symptom associated with. Maybe they were not able to deal with cramps or they have too much of pain. So, how many of you are aware of anything like this? Please put your comments in the comment box. Any one of you who have experienced it or who are aware of people who undergo maybe cramps, their severe pains or irregular period, please put it in the comment box how many of you are aware of them. Okay, so we've had over here. So that means this is a quite common topic, which everybody, maybe, in every third or fourth household, everybody would be undergoing maybe irregular periods or symptoms associated with it. So it is quite a relevant and it's a very common topic, which all of us have to undergo through it at some point or the other. So, what are we going to discuss today is that what exactly is menstruation? Then we will see that what do we mean when we talk about a normal menstrual cycle? What is other a little bit we'll discuss about what is a normal and what is abnormal menstrual cycle. Then what are the causes? Then what are the symptoms when we talk of various menstrual issues? What are the symptoms? Then we will also talk about certain genetic traits which predispose to increased risk and then home remedies to tackle this issue. So let's see a little bit about what is menstruation. So basically, when we talk about menstruation, it is just shedding of the lining of the uterus. And it occurs monthly, it occurs in cycles monthly. And generally, it starts at an age of about 12 to 14, somewhere between 12 to 14 years it starts. And it lasts till about 50 years. And beyond 50 years, when it stops, it is called a menopause. So, that exactly we can say when we are talking of menstruation, we are talking at an age between around 12 years to 50 years. So, how can somebody, or maybe people present over here, how can we distinguish that what we experience is a healthy period or it is an abnormal period? Because what we have noticed sometimes is that most of the times we do not even realize that ours is not a healthy period. It is an issue where we should take advice from somebody or where we should consult. So basically, if our periods last from 3 to 7 days, it is considered normal. If it is less than 3 days or if it lasts for more than 7 days, then that is where it is not right. One should go for a consultation. The color of the blood should be a saturated red color. Also, a little pain or cramping is associated with periods, but if we have unbearable pain, then that is something which is not normal. Also, period, the cycle should be around, if the cycle comes at less than 25 days, or if a cycle is for of about 35 days or more than that, then that is also not right. Or sometimes the amount of blood, that also we are able to tell if it is too much, that is also not a normal period. So in all these conditions, if we realize that ours is not a normal period, based on whatever I have discussed, it is something which each one of us should go and do consultation and try to find out. Now, when we talk about menstrual irregularities, these are the main ones which I've grouped. There are many. I've taken the main ones. These are just the terminology, so I'll quickly go through them. but I will talk about it in detail also. So, there is a condition where a person doesn't have any period, so it is called amenorrhea. We will also discuss a condition where we have painful periods, which is dysmenorrhea. We will also discuss about where somebody has light periods or when they have very long and heavy periods, or it could be they have it very often, or it could be they have it very infrequently, or which is very common to everybody, that's the premenstrual syndrome. So we will deal with it one by one. But before we deal with it, what I would like to say over here is that there are certain genetic traits which predispose us to increased risk. So, if we come to know that do we have a increased risk of having a deficiency of nutrients, then it will be very helpful for us to correct the irregular period. See, if there is a calcium deficiency, if there is a deficiency of vitamin D, there is a deficiency of iron, or there is a magnesium deficiency, there is a zinc deficiency. All of this are directly correlated to our period cycle. So, if we come to know that we have this deficiency, then obviously we will be correcting it, and as a result, the period cycle would also be corrected. Then also oxidative stress also has a very high impact on our period cycle. So oxidative stress basically is the presence of toxins increase in our body. So if we come to know that the oxidative stress is high, we could then correct it, which in fact would lead us to correcting our period. Omega 6 and omega 3 play a very important role in balancing the hormones, so they have a very important role. So sometimes what happens is omega 6 and omega 3, there is a ratio, they should be present in a balance. If this balance is hampered, they also predispose us to irregular periods. Or it could be lactose intolerance, or it could be gluten sensitivity. Here I'll tell you, we had one client, I don't want to take a name, so I'll call her Miss D. She was not married. She is 24 years old. She approached us with a weight of 84 kg, height is 5'3", and she had PCOS symptom. She was not having periods for about 4 or 5 months. Every time she had to take medicines to induce a period. So she joined us for lifestyle correction to get a healthy lifestyle and to control her symptoms. So after doing genetic testing, we realized that she was sensitive to gluten. So thankfully, this was there in our hand. This was there, we realized, and we removed gluten from her diet completely. So what I suggested to her was that she shifted, instead of taking wheat roti, she shifted to a ragi roti. We gave her options of jowar, bajra, ragi. She was having chila. It took a little time to get used to it, but step by step we guided her. Finally, at the end of 3 months, what was more surprising is that she got her period without medicine. So that is how the importance of genetic test help us in realizing what the problem is. We could, something which would have taken us days or months to realize, here just by one testing we came to know that basically one of the main problem was gluten, and we could work on it. Similarly, stress. Stress, in fact, plays havoc with our periods, because if the stress is high, periods are irregular, we could have heavy flow, the periods would stop. So, or clotting would be more. So, stress plays a havoc. So, if we come to know about the stress issue, then initially only we could start working on it. Similarly, as it goes for physical fitness. Now, exercise, we have to be very careful. Excessive exercise is also not good when we talk of menstrual cycle. It's very important. That's why if we come to know through genetic testing, thankfully, we come to know which kind of exercises will be suitable for us. So then we are in a position to guide everybody accordingly. So here, this becomes very important, that thing which would have taken us days, here with the help of genetic testing, we are able to guide earlier, and the results can be seen earlier. So now let us go through each and every condition, and let's try to find out that how we could deal with them through home remedies. So, before I start, one thing I would like to emphasize is that some of these conditions are which have to be treated medically. So, what am I trying is not that I'm overruling the medical treatment. Conditions which have to be treated medically have to be treated medically, but there are some ways to ease out the symptoms, to tackle the symptoms. So that is what is I'm trying to tell you through diet, through home remedies, which we are trying to do. So first is a condition of absent period, or it is called amenorrhea. What is seen over here is generally the period should start by the age of 12 to 14, but if the period doesn't start even by the age of 16, then that is called absent period. Or sometime it is seen that the periods start. It is called secondary condition. The periods have started, but due to various reasons, which I said could be medical reasons, due to various reasons, after starting, we have seen that a lady stops getting period. So if they do not have period consecutively for more than 3 months, we consider it amenorrhea, or a condition in which absent period is there. So, what happens is if somebody has amenorrhea or absent period, they start concentration level decreases. So the causes could be, as I said, it could be medical causes, it could be hormonal imbalance, it could be PCOS also, it could be various causes. So, what do we do when we have these absent period, or when we have amenorrhea? So, what is very important, what we do over here is first thing which we have seen is we try with flax seeds. So, if flax seeds, if they take it 1 teaspoon of roasted flax seeds daily, that has proven to be very helpful. About this client, Miss D, whom I was saying, she started her periods just by this changing gluten or replacing gluten with ragi. Then I could again give, there are so many cases. We had one case over here who came to us with amenorrhea, and she did not have PCOS. The condition why she was getting amenorrhea could not be traced, could not be done. So when she came with us, she was overweight, and I started her on flax seeds. So 10 grams of flaxseed was suggested to her daily for 3 months. And this condition, which was she was not getting periods regularly, started. So flax seeds play a very important role in regularizing the period. Then we have other thing, turmeric. Turmeric, in fact, has a compound called curcumin. So what does this compound does is, turmeric, all of us must have associated it with antibacterial or antifungal, but turmeric also has anti-inflammatory or antioxidant property. So, especially through genetic report, if we come to know that somebody's oxidative stress level is high, or their omega 6 and omega 3 it's not balanced properly, in that case we prescribe turmeric. So turmeric helps to regulate the period, and it has also proven to be very beneficial in inducing the period when we find that there is somebody is not getting regular periods. So turmeric could be taken in form of tea. Generally, if it can be taken at bedtime, that will be better. Then the other thing which is very helpful is ginger. Ginger, in fact, is like something which induces periods. So if somebody comes to us with absent period, so ginger also is very helpful in inducing the period. Ginger is also anti-inflammatory. So if somebody has inflammation, that also is taken care of by ginger. So ginger could be taken in two ways, like it could be ginger juice, or we could also have like a ginger tea. So best way to take ginger is either if you're taking it in the morning, that is also early morning, empty stomach, that is also beneficial, or we could also take it post meal. So there are two ways depending on the condition for which you are taking, accordingly we prescribe it. It could also be taken half an hour post meal, or it could be taken early in the morning. Then we come to the next condition, which is called painful periods. This is a condition where people get their period, but it is very painful to the extent that it is unbearable. So, what happens is they feel lots of pressure in their belly, or this pain we have seen it regulates to the hip or to the inner thigh area. Sometimes it is also accompanied by stomach upset, they have vomiting, they have loose stools. So all this happens in dysmenorrhea or painful condition. So the reason for it could be medical reasons, as I've said, it could be endometriosis, it could be thyroid problem, it could also be fibroids. So all these causes could be there. So, what do we do if somebody has this painful periods? What we have seen is ajwain or carom. That has a very good benefit. It has been seen that it helps in painful period. Ajwain has anti-inflammatory property. It in fact has a relaxing effect on the uterus. So what it does is it tends to deal with the pain. So it's very effective. If somebody has painful periods, it is very effective. So Ajwain could be taken as a tea. It could be taken twice daily. Best way to take Ajwain tea is we should take it post meal twice daily. Little bit of honey could be added for taste, but generally I have seen people are able to take it just like that. So it is ajwain, like we make tea, nothing else should be added. It is just ajwain and water. Infuse it for some time, let it steep, and then you have that. Other thing which is very helpful in dealing with painful period is fenugreek seeds or methi seeds. Now, methi seeds are like multi-purpose. It helps us in various ailments, and especially in dealing with painful periods, it has been very effective. So what we can do is there are two ways to have it. We could soak fenugreek seeds overnight and in the morning have it, or maybe fenugreek powder roasted. You roast the seeds, make a powder, and add it in a glass of warm water and take it in the morning. That could also be done. Then the third thing what we have seen is chamomile tea is very helpful. Chamomile tea is very helpful in dealing with it. Now what chamomile tea does is chamomile tea has a very soothing and a calming effect on our body. It also has a very relaxing effect. So when somebody has these painful periods, or it is specially given when somebody's stress level, genetically we have come to know that they have high risk of a stress level, then we give chamomile tea. Or when painful periods are accompanied with cramps, or they have bloating, inflammation, in all these cases also chamomile tea is prescribed. Okay. Then we come to another condition where people do get periods, but it is very scanty period. The flow is very less. So that condition is called hypomenorrhea. So what happens over here is if somebody has period for less than 3 days, or if they have period which is very less, it will be amount to like a spotting, then that is called hypomenorrhea. Now, there are many reasons to it. If somebody is anemic, or they have low body fat weight, sometimes even if somebody has PCOS, that also causes amenorrhea. So, what do we prescribe? What are the home remedies if somebody has very scanty periods, or they have very short period? It lasts for less time. Then, what exactly is very helpful for them is aloe vera juice. So, aloe vera juice, what has to be done is it has to be taken empty stomach early in the morning. If it is taken, it is proven to be very helpful in regularizing the period. But one thing we should remember, that once the period starts, then don't take aloe vera juice, because sometimes it does cause spasm in our body. So up to the periods, one should continue with aloe vera juice, which is very helpful. Other thing which is very helpful in dealing with this condition is pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds, in fact, we can say are powerhouse of nutrients. Pumpkin seeds are very good source of magnesium. They are very good source of zinc. They are very good source of B vitamin. They are very good source of iron also, in addition to all the other nutrients, also fatty acids which we want to give. So pumpkin seeds, what do they do is they help in reducing pain, and they also help in balancing the hormones. So it is very effective in it. The other thing which is very effective in treating this short period is if it is accompanied with anemia, especially if somebody has iron deficiency, then specially dates are recommended to them. So 1 or 2 dates could be taken daily, and the best way to take dates is post meal. It should be taken. Like ideally, what happens is you have your food. After that, about 15 to 20 minutes, you take a glass of warm water and then you take dates. So, this not only will help in regularizing the period, especially in this case, but also craving. Sometimes what happens is craving is a very symptom which most of us experience sometimes during periods, or especially in PMS. So dates also take care of that craving. It helps to reduce the craving also. So in both the ways, it is very helpful. Then we come to a condition where we have long periods, the duration is more, or we have very heavy or frequent periods. So these are two different conditions. So if we have heavy periods, it is called hypermenorrhea, or it is also called menorrhagia. Or if we have very frequent periods, it is called polymenorrhea. So symptoms are more or less the same for both of them. So that is why I have tried to group into them. So how will we come to know whether we are having this problem or not is that if we have to go very often to change the pad, or if our periods last longer than a week, or we have very large blood clots and we feel very tired, because see, if we are going often to change, obviously we are going to feel very tired in the extent that it disrupts our day-to-day functioning. If we have to stop our day-to-day functioning, or we have to postpone something due to periods, then that is something abnormal. Again, causes could be various causes. Thyroid could be a cause of it. Obesity could be a cause. Diabetes could be a cause. So there could be various medical reasons which obviously have to be treated. So what we have to do over here is, once we come to know its cause, now what are we going to treat with it through home remedies? What we have seen over here is, again, flax seeds over here as multi-purpose role. Flax seeds we have seen prove to be beneficial over here also. Other thing which is very beneficial over here is amla juice. Amla juice, what happens is, it is very good source of vitamin C. It also helps in balancing our hormones, and it also has a cooling effect. So it gives a cooling effect of the body. So it is very good if we take amla juice in treating this treatment. Amla juice, best it is effective if you want to take it for polymenorrhea, or you want to take it for heavy periods. Then it has to be taken early in the morning. Empty stomach, if you take it, it is best taken. Or the other thing which is very effective is, which we have seen over here, is beetroot. Beetroot, as you must be knowing, it is very good for regulating the blood flow. Beetroot is very good if somebody has inflammation in the body. So beetroot has multi-purpose benefits. Or if somebody is anemic, then also beetroot is very good. So the best way which we advise beetroot juice is, we call it a ABC juice. So A stands for amla over here, B stands for beetroot, and C stands for carrot. Sometimes we also give apple. A stands for apple also when we say ABC juice. But when we are treating specially irregular periods, then the ABC juice which is prescribed is amla, beetroot, and carrot. So this juice has to be taken in the morning, not empty stomach. Whatever amla juice or whatever drink has to be taken in the morning, maybe a glass of warm water. So this juice has to be taken prior to breakfast. So generally what we can do is, about 20 minutes prior to our breakfast, we take this ABC juice, and after that we take our breakfast. Whatever we want to take our breakfast, it could be poha, it could be upma. So then it is very effective. So that is the way to take this ABC juice. Okay. Then we come to a condition where we have infrequent periods. So that is called oligomenorrhea. So how do we come to know that we have infrequent period, or we are suffering from this condition? Is, in a year, if we get less than 9 periods in a year, so less than 9 cycles in a year, then it is oligomenorrhea, or infrequent period. Or if it is a very light flow, or if it could be our periods, they are, the cycle is longer than, or we go for 35 days without getting a period, I could put it that way, then also we consider it infrequent period, or we consider it oligomenorrhea. Now causes could be, as I said, stress is something which is the main cause, we could say, for one of the main causes for having irregular period, heavy periods. Then also it could be when somebody is over exercising, excessive exercising. PCOS could also be a reason. Thyroid could also be a reason. So if somebody comes with oligomenorrhea especially, or if they have infrequent periods, then what we have seen is, what is very helpful is saffron. Saffron over here is a very good antioxidant. and it has shown that it has a very good effect on our reproductive health. So few strands of saffron have to be added to the water, so and this water has to be taken throughout the day. So how do we advise everybody is that the drinking water, suppose a person takes 2 liters of drinking water in a day, then the night before add few saffron strands in the bottle of water, keep it, next whole day you sip through this water. So that's the best way of taking saffron and which is very effective. The other thing which helps us in dealing with infrequent period is fennel seeds. Fennel seeds are very effective. They have antioxidant property. They in fact have anti-inflammatory property also. Somebody, if they have this bloating, which is one of the symptoms of period, then also fennel seed is prescribed for them. So fennel seed also helps in balancing the hormones, and they have estrogenic effect on the body. So it helps in fact in promoting the period. So it helps in promoting menstruation. That's why it's very effective. Other thing which is very effective is parsley. Parsley, in fact, is called a uterus tonic. That is how it is called. It has a very good effect in stimulating the menstrual flow. So the best way to have parsley is we take regular tea, or people do take green tea. So if somebody is having this problem, infrequent period problem, then we could have parsley tea. The same way we prepare green tea, the parsley tea can be prepared. Parsley leaves have to be added in boiling water and then let it steep for some time, and then you could strain it and have this tea. That's the best way to have this tea. Then now we come to something which most of us, or I could say maximum of us, experience it, have undergone, which is called premenstrual syndrome. So, premenstrual syndrome, it refers to changes in our mood or changes in our behavior, physical changes, like, sometimes we start getting acne on our face. It generally starts about a week or sometimes about 10 days before our period starts, and it shows up consistently every. It is not something which is just 1 month. It happens every month. Before starting of the period we start experiencing this PMS issue. In fact, it is a very good indication that yes, we have got this, so now our periods are going to start. Symptoms of PMS are varied. I have tried to group down a couple of it. These we could, but they are much more beyond this. So when I talk about PMS, it could be that somebody starts getting bloating. So when they start getting bloating, they know that the periods are going to come. Or they start becoming irritable, they have backaches, they have headaches, or they have acne problems. They start craving for some particular food. Depression is there. They take too much of stress start, or their sleep cycle is disturbed. Some people have severe constipation, some people have diarrhea problem, cramps is a major issue. So these are some which I have just grouped down a few of it. It is not only limited to this, it could be much more. And when one gets PMS, it is something, sometimes these conditions are, the symptoms are so severe that it disrupts our daily life. There are cases where if somebody is going to college, they have to take leave and sit at home because of these PMS, or if they are working. So there are cases which disrupt our daily life. Sometimes we have to postpone our daily schedules because of this PMS. So if this happens, this is where it's an indication, if we are postponing something, that yes, it is a stand up, it is a wake up call for all of us, that yes, we need help, we need advice. So causes are medical causes also, but the dietary causes could be that we have nutrient deficiencies. That could be one of the most important cause. So here, through genetic testing, we can come to know exactly which nutrient deficiency you have. Then we start working on it. For example, if we know that there is a deficiency of vitamin C, or there is a deficiency of iron, or there's a deficiency of magnesium. If magnesium deficiency is corrected, the cramps also get reduced to lots in lot of places. So it's very important over here that genetics over here with menstrual problem, genetic plays a very important role in treating and in telling us the diagnosis also. Or if we have poor gut health or irregular diet, these also could be the causes. Now, what happens? How if somebody has PMS, there are various remedies which we give. Here are just three of them which I have picked up. One is cinnamon. Cinnamon has multi-purpose role in dealing with PMS symptoms. So cinnamon helps in treating with bloating. Cinnamon also helps if somebody gets acne because of PMS. Cinnamon helps in that. If we have inflammation in the body, cinnamon helps. So cinnamon helps us to deal with major of the symptoms of PMS. So there are two ways to take cinnamon. One is we could early morning, empty stomach, have cinnamon infused water. That also is very effective. Or as I had said, we could add it to our drinking water. A night before, cinnamon stick could be added to the drinking water, and next day we sip through this water. So both the ways we take it, cinnamon is proven to be very helpful. Then ajwain or carom seed also have proven to be very helpful in treating with the symptoms as far as PMS symptoms are concerned. It's very effective in treating with cramps, or if somebody has bloating, or if somebody has inflammation problem, then it is very effective. So depending on what kind of a symptom you have, either carom seed or ajwain should be taken early morning on empty stomach, or we might advise you to take it post meal, about 20 minutes post meal, depending on which symptom are we prescribing it for. The other thing which has proven to be very helpful in PMS is sesame seeds. Sesame seed, in fact, is a powerhouse of nutrients. They help us in dealing with hormonal balance. They also help us in dealing with cramps, or in fact regularizing the blood flow also. So the best way, there are many ways to take sesame seed, but what could we do is we could soak them in water, take it, or we could powder sesame seed, and then what generally we prescribe to everybody is make a laddu out of it. Sesame seeds could be there for sweetness. Add dates to it. Dates, as I discussed, is a very good source of iron and other nutrients. Add a little peanuts or almonds to it to give a little crunchy taste, and then make a laddu out of it. And this, it turns out to be a very good snack which could be taken in evening. It is very fulfilling. Plus, it will help us to deal with cramps. So, if it can be taken in between meals, it is very effective. So, sesame seeds are very effective. Now, we have gone through individually in individual conditions which foods or which home remedies are very effective. Here, on a general basis, I will try to recap that if somebody has menstrual irregularities, or they have any other problem related to PMS symptoms or anything, these are generalized, that what exactly is prescribed. Then individually personalized prescriptions are given based on their genetic testing, based on their medical report, personalized prescriptions are given. So what we have seen is turmeric is very good when somebody comes as us with cramps or other menstrual symptoms, or they have inflammation problem, then turmeric is very good. Other thing what we prescribe is seed cycling, which helps us in regularizing the period. So what do we do in seed cycling is pumpkin seeds and flax seeds are given in the first 14, assuming a cycle is of 28 days. So in the first 14 days, pumpkin seeds and flax seeds are given, and in the next 14 days sunflower seeds and sesame seeds are given. This I'm just giving you a rough idea, but exactly explanation is given how to go about it, when to take it. It does help in regularizing the cycle. Then, as I had discussed, papaya and in fact raw ginger. If somebody has PCOS problems, especially where the periods are very irregular, or they have this scanty period problem, then raw papaya and ginger proven to be very helpful. But again, for raw papaya, we should be that once the period starts, we should stop it for those particular days and again take it. So both of these are very helpful in regularizing the period. Then, as I had discussed earlier, aloe vera juice is very helpful in dealing with mood swings, with headaches, and with acne also, and in irregular cycles. Cinnamon, as I had discussed, is very helpful in dealing with PMS cramps, that is nausea, vomiting, and also with scanty period. Then other thing which is very helpful in dealing with it is we call it CCF. We make a, that is cumin, coriander, and fennel seeds over here. So we call it CCF tea could be taken, or CCF water could be taken, which is very helpful in regularizing the periods. Also in dealing somebody when people have water retention. that is very helpful in relieving this. So these are very few things which I have put together over here in dealing with conditions of irregular period. As I said, once we come to know through genetic report that what exactly is the problem, then individually prescriptions are given. Now, since we know little bit about what are the various problems of irregular period, and I also discussed about home remedies, I would like you to put in the comment box. On one side, I have put aloe vera juice. I have sesame seed laddu over here. I also have amla juice. On other side, I have put PMS, frequent periods and scanty periods. So in the comment box, could you all please tell me that in which condition in PMS would you take aloe vera juice, or would you take a sesame laddu, or would you take a amla juice? Similarly, if you have scanty period, what would you take? So please let me know in your comment box. Okay, so please let me know in the comment box that what do you feel that what should be if somebody has scanty period, what exactly should be taken? So if somebody has PMS, what should be taken? Or if somebody has scanty period, what should be taken? So what should be taken if somebody has PMS? What do you feel? Will aloe vera juice be helpful in PMS? Or will a sesame laddu be helpful in PMS? Or will a amla juice be helpful? So if we have PMS, what exactly will be helpful? Okay, so we've started getting comments. Thank you very much for your answers. Okay. Yes, thank you so much for your answers. All right. So we've got your comments. So okay. So yes. So this means that yes, all of you, at least little bit of what we wanted to put across the information. Yes. Thank you so much that you have understood it, and you will be able to apply it. So just to freely recap over here, that if somebody has PMS, as it was rightly mentioned in the comment box, sesame seed laddus will be taken. If we have frequent periods, amla juice will be very effective. And if we have scanty periods, then aloe vera juice will be very effective. Okay, so one more way now, diet wise, we have seen that what exactly will be beneficial. Yoga plays a very important role in dealing with menstrual issues. As I said, light walking is also very effective. So, with light walking, if one does yoga, yoga energizes our body. So, sometimes when we have fatigue and this problem, yoga is very effective. It helps us to deal with cramp. Also, it helps us in calmness, in mental clarity when we have this PMS symptoms. So, yoga proves to be very effective. So, along with dietary precautions, one should also try to incorporate yoga in part of their daily life. So, this is a quick do's and don'ts when we are dealing with irregular periods. Along with whatever I have mentioned, it is very important that we have to have a healthy diet. If somebody is overweight, most of the problems, I can say to about 70% of irregular period problems will be solved if one tries to reduce weight and follow a healthy diet. Second, hydration or water is very important. This is very underrated, but it plays a major role in regulating our periods. So make sure that about 2.5 liters of water, unless and until somebody has some medical condition, otherwise, please make sure that we have at least 2.5 liters of water. We should exercise regularly, not excessive, but a light exercise. And if somebody has stress issue, anxiety problem, then those could be managed. We've done so many webinars on meditation, so one could refer to it, and stress management should be done. Other thing which I would reiterate again, which I said in the beginning, that if the cause of all this irregular period is a medical cause, one has to take a gynecological opinion. This is not that just by following these remedies that medical condition would be corrected. Along with the gynecological opinion, this will work hand in hand. So please consult, take a medical opinion, and hand in hand, these remedies would be working. Something which we should avoid if we have irregular period is foods, avoid or restricted foods which are very high in sugar or which are very high in sodium. Like, we have these baked products or chips or wafers or any packed or processed food. Or if somebody does excessive smoking or excessive alcohol consumption, once we reduce that, we will automatically find a change in our period cycle.